Hello everyone. Today we are going to see a new thing about how to run ComfyUI and your or my workflows on the cloud. That means that you will have a rented GPU from Runpod service. It's obviously not free, but the price is quite cheap, and you can run on different GPUs like the NVIDIA 4090 and some other even more powerful GPUs. What you need is just to log in, so you have to sign up on Runpod, then log in and pay a little fee like 10, $15, and you can start creating your configuration for ComfyUI. And this is what I suggest to do to have a persistent ComfyUI installation. That means that by renting not only the GPU but also some hard disk space on their service, and that is about 100 gigabytes, will come for about $7 a month. You will be able to have ComfyUI ready every time you need to work with it anywhere you are in just 2 or 3, maybe 4 minutes, and you can work with it as long as you like without any trouble. So what you need is, as I said, log in, pay some money to have the services ready to deploy, and then you have to find my template. This is a pod template that you can deploy to work with ComfyUI on Runpod. I wrote this template to make it fast and easy for everyone to have a ComfyUI with Python 3.11 and PyTorch 2.4. And here are some information about this template. It will help you install ComfyUI with the manager using, as I said, Python 3.11. The first time you run this template will install everything that you need. It will take probably 10-15 minutes, depends on what GPU you get, what is the server that you rent, and it may take longer. But once you have done this, you don't need to do it again, as you will have everything saved inside your Runpod volume. This is another thing that you need to organize and to set up is the storage. You need a network volume with at least 100 gigabytes of space. I already have this tested and it works very well. You see $7 per month. We will use this new testing. Well, let's see. Let's show you how to do also this part of the game. So you just click on new network volume. You choose the server. Remember, this is quite important. Once you have created a network volume, you will be able to use it only on that server. So if you create, for example, a network volume here on Europe, RO0, I guess is Romania number one, you will have this GPU available, only this. The green one are the available ready for you. The blue are quite used, so you could have some trouble to find them. The orange one are very low as availability. The other ones are not present in this server. So choose wisely, because once you have created your volume network, you won't be able to move it from other servers. So you will be you will need to stick to this server that you used for your network volume. Let's say that we want to, I'm in Europe, so I will use this one as I want to use mostly the 4090 RTX from NVIDIA. Just give it a name and select the gigabytes you want to use and create. Okay, now we have this testing ComfyUI new network volume ready to deploy. So let's go back to the template and let's find, I will give you a link in the comments below the video. By now, just if you want to find it, you can search it among, there are many others templates, but the one that you need is, I guess, this one here. Yeah, and you can just click on deploy. You are ready to deploy once you have set up your GPUs and the network volume. So let's try with a new fresh install on testing ComfyUI network volume. That is an empty 100 gigabyte hard disk. We will use an RTX 4090. As you see, it costs around $0.7 per hour. There are many other GPUs that you can use if you don't have to make fast generation, image generation. You can use even also these ones that are much cheaper, like the RTX A4500 or the RTX A4000 for about half the price of an RTX 4090. But I suggest to use good GPUs for the first installation because it will be a little hard for the GPUs to run everything smooth. So it's better to have something new. We have here the template, my template. Again, you can see the description, and you don't need to edit it because it's already all set up with the right ports to play with ComfyUI once it's installed. So here you have the total that you will pay. You can choose saving plans, but or the spot um, deployment. Spot deployment is very cheap because if the GPUs that you are using is getting requested by other using Runpod on demand, you may have to abandon it. You will receive a message that your spot is going to be closed as there are people paying more for it. And this is not always a nice thing because you risk to be stopped during a generation in the middle of a generation. So it's quite risky to go this way. I suggest to use on demand. You just need to check that Start Jupyter Notebook is checked, but it will be by default, and you will deploy it on demand, the template. Let's see how long it takes to do everything. As I said, should take around 15 minutes. Depends on connection, internet connection, depends on the GPUs and the server that you choose. So be very careful when you select a server on Runpod because there are some other servers that are a little slower than other. And for example, in Europe, the EU slash RO Romanian one is quite good, it's fast. Probably is a new server and it works very well. I don't know in the American or Canadian ones, I never tried them. Okay, so deploy and let's start the stopwatch. Now this is installing the pod. Here we go. And here we see what is going on. You can control the logs also to have, as you see, a view on what is going in be installed in your pod in real time. This is going to be quite long as it has to install all the ComfyUI and the Comfy Manager files, and also it will install PyTorch, as you see here is downloading it, and will also update, at least, I mean, it will create a virtual environment for Python. It will install all the dependencies and update them in the virtual environment, so you don't have to create from scratch every time you log into a pod, and you will be much faster from the second time that you use this pod, as I will show you. Okay, now it's going on with all the installation. And okay, now let's just wait and see what is the time that it will take. Okay, looks like the installation, the first part is over, as it's starting. The Jupyter Lab started, you see here. So the pod is ready to use, and we can go to connect and see. Once the Jupyter Lab is green, it should be ready to start. Here we go. Just give it a few seconds more, and we will step to the next part of the installation. Let's see if it works. Just give it a few seconds more. This installation is based on here, this guy here, LTDR Data, who is the developer of ComfyUI Manager. So he knows how to work with ComfyUI. And we used his installation method number 4. You can find here all the description and how to run this script to install ComfyUI on Runpod, and we used this script to do it. So this is where I took the idea of this template. Okay, Jupyter Lab, as I said, is ready. Let's start it, and here we go. These are the 3 files that the installation created, and this one is the one that we just ran for in the last 10-14 minutes. Now we need to add the ComfyUI custom nodes and the models, FLUX models that we will use. And this is done with this notebook. This will be available on my Patreon for my subscriber. And so if you are a subscriber, you can download it from there and use it. It's very, very useful. We just launch it here, and these are quite a quick description of what it will do. You will need a token here from Hugging Face, because some files that you will download are just for the subscriber of Hugging Face. It's free. You don't need to pay anything for a Hugging Face subscription. You just log in and you will be available to get the token from this link over here. So the first thing that you have to do is to set this variable, and then you can start to install some custom nodes in the pod. Just play it, and there we go. It will start to install these custom nodes. These are the most used one: Essential, Grease Tools, RG3, ComfyUI Impact Pact, the Wells node suite, and the ComfyUI KJ nodes. These are probably the most used ComfyUI and that you probably will need for 95% of your workflows, as these are very, very used by everyone. As you see, the installation is quite long. It will take a few minutes. After we have installed the custom nodes, there will be a much longer uh, download modules here, because you have to download the FLUX models. I suggest you to use this notebook to download the FLUX models, as they are very, very big. The FLUX One Dev is around 23 gigabytes of model, so it will take quite long to install. And let's see if it's completed. Yeah, looks like we have installed everything for the custom node. So we start now with the models. The first thing that will download will be the VAE and the FLUX One Dev model itself. Now you see the VAE is not that big. It will take a few seconds. And now we are going to the longer part. This is the FLUX model. It's about 23 gigabyte. Again, let's just wait to complete the download. Okay, everything is now installed, and now to start ComfyUI, we'll need to open a terminal and just type this command here. Let's do it. Terminal. It's this one here. Just enter and ComfyUI will start. This is the first time, so it will have to do some more installation probably, but just in few minutes or seconds, we should be able to have our ComfyUI ready. Once you see this, to see the GUI, go to 0008188. It means that the ComfyUI is ready. So we go here and you see that HTTP service at 8188 is ready. Just press here, click, and here we go. ComfyUI is loaded. In 41 minutes you have everything that you need. You see, for example, this is the last version, today version actually, with the last version of Manager. You have also these custom nodes all ready and installed, as you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with the manager, obviously. And we can modify here as we want to use FLUX. We need, sorry, the loader for the VAE. As you can see, they are already inside it. The dual clip with the T5 XXL. And remember to put here the type is FLUX. Now model, VAE, clip. We need the guidance actually. And I don't want to save anything, so I will just preview the image. Obviously, this is the first time that I launch Comfy, so it will have to load everything. It should be quite fast as we are using a RTX 4090 with 24 gigabytes of VRAM. Okay, the clip is being loaded. Okay, I just saw that I forgot something. The CFG is at 8 for SDXL or SD 1.5, but for Flux we need 1, and maybe scheduler is much better if we put it beta. Anyway, now it's loading the diffusion model. The image will come out obviously terrible, but this is expected as I forgot the CFG at 8. Now, maybe next image we can make it a little larger too. Okay, now the image will come out terrible, as I said, but this is expected. Just, okay, it's quite fast. Okay, this is terrible. Okay, let's try again with the right settings. It will be much faster. And the image will be bigger. And now it's something that we like for sure. Here we go. Now, next time that you want to use this, you just run your pod with the template I told you, and it will take maybe 2-3 minutes to be at this point with the ComfyUI running. You don't have to install everything as you already done this first time. Just remember, once you have finished to work with ComfyUI, just terminate. Otherwise, you will pay for the GPU. Let's test it. So terminate here. Yes, and close these two. Okay, so you just click on deploy, check that your network volume is the right one. Select your GPU, check your template, okay, and deploy. Okay, Jupyter Lab should be ready in a few seconds. There we go. If this happened, maybe we didn't wait enough because sometimes it stucks at the very beginning. See if in the logs now it says it's ready. Yeah. So open the terminal and the command is run gpu sh, enter. Security scan by ComfyUI is started. Okay. It's loading all the custom nodes and all the packages from Python. Two minutes, 15 seconds. We're almost there. Here we go. Should be ready. It is. Click. And ComfyUI is loading for the second time after we all installed everything. Here is the workflow we had before. And the custom nodes that we installed are here. And you will have all the models and whatever you installed before again. So you just can start a new image generation. It will take a few seconds the first time you have a fresh start for ComfyUI, as it has to load everything from the model, but it is probably, you already know, it's normal. Again, I didn't save it with the right CFG. I thought I did it. Okay, let's queue again. Anyway, in less than 3 minutes, as you probably saw, I forgot to stop the stopwatch. In about 3 minutes or even less, we had ComfyUI running, and now we are generating the first image for the second session on Runpod. Now the model is being loaded. Shouldn't be too long. If by any chance you hear someone snoring, that is my bulldog, English bulldog, that is sleeping behind me. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, we are the sampler. The image is coming out, quite nice. And there we go. The code and the image is here. Okay, so ComfyUI is working, everything is fine. We have the custom nodes, we have the models, everything you need to run FLUX on Runpod. And from now on, every time you need to play with the Comfy, it will take 2-3 minutes, as we saw, to launch the software, the ComfyUI with everything. And then you just can play. Remember to close everything once you have finished and terminate the pod to stop the cost of the GPU. But don't worry, because everything will be saved in your network volume. So next time you deploy the same template, you will have everything you saved on your ComfyUI. Hope this helps you, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.